First of all, a very good morning, team, and a very warm welcome to the TrialTech software training programs. So, this training program is on Oracle Fusion's cloud, and this is conducted by the TrialTech Software Training Institute. And those who have joined today only, just for them, my name is Abhishek. I'm the official trainer for this match, and I'm going to handle this training program. Just give me a moment. Yeah. All right. So, some background for my work experience. So, I'm an Oracle certified implementation consultant. So, I have 12 plus experience in Oracle consulting, and during this tenure, I have implemented more than 10 projects in terms of Oracle consulting, where I have worked with multiple legislations with multiple companies, and have worked both for the ERP implementation and the support projects, right? So, what are implementation and support? That is also something we'll discuss in the upcoming classes. And also, I have delivered more than 20 plus training batches in terms of Oracle Fusion Financial Consulting, and I've worked with various organizations like Deloitte, Oracle, EY, PwC, and various other mid-sized companies during this tenure. And I've been in consulting only during this tenure. And let me give some quick briefs before we start this session. So some quick do's and don'ts, especially for the students who have joined today. So the meeting is already being recorded from our end, and we'll be sharing the recordings of this meeting and also the upcoming sessions on the official Biotech portal. And once you have the access of the same, you can access the meeting links from there, right? And during this meeting, you're requested to keep yourself on mute because we have some fixed agenda that we want to cover first, and any question and answer that you have will be assisting you on the same during the dedicated question and answer round that we have at the end of the session. Meanwhile, your Zoom chat option is open, so any queries that you have during the session, please feel free to share the same in the Zoom chat. Me, along with my admin team, will be able to go through the same and will be able to answer you as and when we go through the questions. Right now, let me discuss today's agenda. So this is the second day of the demo session that we have today. From tomorrow onwards, the official classes, the regular classes are going to start from where we are going to start the official training. We'll be discussing the modules. We'll be start configuring various financial modules, right? In the last session, we have discussed the concept of ERP, the concept of Oracle Fusion, what is Fusion, who has developed it, why this is a cutting edge leading software application available in the market, and all those details we have covered in the last session. Now, in today's session, we'll cover some more details. So the session is going to be divided into two parts for today. So one is where we'll be having a quick discussion about the training program. And in the second part of this session, what we are going to do, we are going to have an access of the application. We'll see how the application looks like, what are the some key prerequisites that we can do in the application, and what is the overall model that we are going to adopt for this training program. So what are the documents and all, and how it is going to be shared, and all those details we are going to discuss, so that it is going to help you to understand that what is the action plan going forward. Okay. So first we'll start our discussion with the training outcomes, right? So this is one of the things that we have discussed in a summarized way yesterday, but in detail we'll discuss today what are the different outcomes that we can expect out of this training program. Secondly, what are the different work profiles that we can expect? So again, a detailed discussion here. And then we'll talk about the implementation companies or the companies who are actually involved in the execution of the software application. So which all companies are there and what stages different companies you can expect, or what are the different companies where you can expect different kind of opportunities, and all those discussions we'll be having here. Then we'll move to the Oracle Fusion UI. So basically, this is where we'll understand how the application will looks like. What are the prerequisites to access the application? What are the basic components of the application? So those things we'll be discussing here in this part of the session, right? So let me first begin with the training outcomes here. So what I've done here initially, right, I've pointed out some key points on the basis of which we can get our training outcomes, or we can analyze our training outcomes, that what we can expect out of this training program. And further, I have divided this into two parts, right? So as we know, we have mixed match of population where we have fresher students, where we have experienced students as a part of this batch. So what is the outcome they can expect out of this training program is something we will discuss here. The first is in terms of the product knowledge. So, is this training program is going to help you in enhancing your product knowledge? Product knowledge means about Oracle Fusion Financial. So the answer is yes. The program has been designed in a way where it is going to enhance your product knowledge in terms of configuration. So how the application is built from scratch in terms of the financial solutions, right? So that is where we'll be looking into the configuration related aspect. Secondly, we'll also be looking into the functionalities related aspect. Functionalities means various business processes, how those processes are done in the application, what are the outcomes, what are the accountings, what are the reporting, all those areas we'll be covering here. Now, along with that, what we will be doing, the process that we are going to follow here is going to be a real-time implementation process, right? How we actually implement the product in the real-time business scenario is something that we are going to discuss here. Within that, what we are going to discuss is the best business practices that we normally follow in the implementation of this product application, right? So various industry we go, various different requirements we have. What are the best industry practices that we follow? What are the challenges we face? How we handle those challenges? What are the best global practices that we always recommend to the businesses? Those things one by one we'll discuss. And in overall, whatever configurations that we are going to be doing is will be based out of the solutioning that we are going to suggest to any given business, right? So first we'll be discussing the overall solution, that why what is the best applicable solutions in given business scenario, whatever the scenario we take, and what are the best practices that we follow, and based on the best practices how we do the configurations, right? So those things will be following here. So what it is going, or how it is going to help you out is, it is going to help you out in making yourself ready for to be deployed or ready to work on a given project environment, right? So normally what happens is, whenever you start working with any organization in terms of consulting, where you implement a project or support a project, the very first thing that you do, you begin right from the scratch, where you're not really aware how the product works, and right from you don't have any experience in terms of the oral solutioning and all, right? So that is where a lot of time and efforts will be required from your end if you work as a fresher. But if you are trained consultant, you are very well aware on the end-to-end product cycle, how the solutions work, how the configurations work, what are the best business practices, and this is what is going to make you ready from the very first day to be deployed on any one project opportunity that is there in the given company, right? And that is what the objective of this training is, to make sure that the consultants are available from the very first day directly to be deployed on a given project, right? Secondly, secure a job in Oracle domain, especially for the freshers, right, who are looking for a job opportunity in the Oracle domain. So training program has been developed in that way, right? And how it is going to give you an add-on advantage in comparison to the other consultants, especially when it comes to the freshers opportunity. So consider a candidate who is already having an experience in the Oracle, who knows how Oracle product Fusion Financial product works, how it can be configured, how it can be tested. So if a consultant is having that knowledge in comparison to a consultant who is totally a fresher, who don't know the background of Oracle, that is always going to give you an add-on advantage in securing a job in the Oracle domain. Also for the experience, right? So we have experienced consultants who are either working in some other technology, or who are working in the previous versions of the technology, or who are working as an end user, very little experience on the configuration aspect or solutioning aspect. So for them also, based out of this training program, it is going to be an important aspect to secure a job in the Oracle domain. And that is what the overall objective of training program is, right? Now, The next point that I've kept here is the upskill product knowledge, right? Especially for the experienced ones who have already have little knowledge on the product. So in order to upskill their knowledge and experience, so the training program has been designed, and one of the outcome we see as a part of the training program is this one. Enhanced subject knowledge, yes, in-depth discussions we'll be having. It is not going to be a summarized discussion. It is going to be in-depth discussion, whether we talk about the configuration, whether we talk about the solutioning, or whether we talk about the project stages, that how the project is being implemented. So in-depth knowledge we'll be sharing. Each and every configuration will be discussed in detail in the class, will be done in the class. And also the expected thing here is students should do practice at home after the class, so that they are also aware how the overall application works, how the overall application can be configured, how the solutions work, right? Then learn about end-to-end implementation cycle, because this is the approach that we are going to follow. We're going to discuss the project life cycle phases, just the way how it is being implemented in the actual business scenario. What are the different stages? What are the key inputs? What are the key outputs that we can expect, right? All those things we'll be discussing here, and that is going to give you an understanding of the project cases, right? It's not going to be the case where you just know that these are the project stages, and these are the names of the various project stages, but also you should be given that understanding that what is the expected input and output out of those project stages, right? So that is something we'll be discussing here in the class in detail. Then prepare for certifications. Last and not the least, as many of you might be aware on this part, so Oracle University do have certification courses for various financial modules, and not only for the financial, other subject areas also they do have. So many of the students, they are looking for preparing for the certification exams, right? Now, just for your information, in comparison to the previous approach, where in the previous approach it was 100% MCQ based certification exams. Now, if you look into the specific module based certification, how it works is it is divided into two parts. One is the practical workshop, and other one is the MCQ based. Practical workshop is the one where you are given access to a live environment, you are given some queries or some business requirement, and you're supposed to configure those requirements in the application, and on the basis of those configurations the marks are allotted. And same way with the MCQs, you have to separately qualify for the MCQs also. So the overall examination is now divided into two parts, and you have to individually qualify for both the parts in order to get your certification. And that is where this training approach is going to be really helpful, because we're not only going to cover the theoretical aspects of the subject matter, but also on a daily basis we'll be covering on the practical aspect, where in the practical workshop where we'll be using live application for doing our configurations and testing, right? So in both the ways it is going to help you in prepare for the certification, right? So hope think this is fine. Then let me move to the next part here. Just give me a moment, team. Let me check if someone is in the waiting room. Hold on a sec.
Yeah, Abhishek, actually, is it possible to increase the volume a bit?
Sure, sure, sure. Let me work on that part also.
Yeah, please.
Alright, team. So, team, let's talk about the next part, which is roles. So, one of the common confusion is what kind of different role or job role opportunities that I can expect, and where exactly I can expect those opportunities, right? So, in the yesterday's class, what we have seen, we have talked about different types of roles that are available in terms of opportunities, but let's have a discussion around that part also. So, the first and the one of the very popular role in this consulting domain is your implementation consultant role, right? So what is implementation consultant role is a consultant who is aware on how to configure an application, how to derive the solution, and how to do that functionally testing and present it to the business, right? So this is something which is required when you implement an application under a given business scenario, right? You are implementing for, let's say, various business, and there you have this role which is called implementation consultant, one of the very active and one of the very popular roles which are available in the global market. Okay, now what I have mentioned here is this role is available in the vendor company, this role is available in the consulting company, and this role is equally available in the end user company. So what does it mean? So first, we need to understand what's a vendor company, what's a consulting company, and what is an end user company. So let me try to bring on another slide here to get those details available here. So there are basically three types of organizations, right? So it can be more than that also nowadays, but basically it is going to be three different types of organizations which are involved in the execution of the Oracle Fusion product application. So one is the vendor company, which is Oracle Corporation. So the company who's developed this product is Oracle Corporation. Then there are something called consulting company or partner company. So which are those these companies? These are the companies who are partnered with Oracle to implement the product globally, right? So that not only includes the companies within India, but globally there are hundreds of companies who have partnered with Oracle to implement the product on their behalf, the product developed by them on behalf of the end user company. So what are the end user companies? End user companies are those companies who are actually using this product, right? Who want this product to be implemented in their company with the help of a partner and or consulting company. Now the question this can be asked here, why end user companies cannot implement by themselves, or why vendor company doesn't implement by themselves? Why there's a need of partners company, right? So the reason is the vendor company, which is Oracle, the main objective of the vendor company is to manage the product, is to develop the product, to upgrade the product, right? So here the product which is developed needs continuous upgradation, and it is made sure it is at par with the global standard. It is at par with the increasing dynamic business requirement, complex business requirements, and that is where the main focus of the vendor company is. Although vendor company also have a consulting wing which is involved in the implementation of the product, which is act as a partner company only, and that is the reason why vendor company has given licenses or has partnered with these companies for the implementation of the product for the end user companies. Now these partner companies, what they do, these partner companies are those companies who do have expertise industry wise, solution wise, right, region wise in the implementation of Oracle Fusion product, right? Let's say financials as of now, right? So these companies individually they have their experience, they are subject matter experts, they are solution wide expert in implementing Oracle for various companies, various industries, and various regions. Correct. And end user companies who are the actual user, why end user company cannot implement by themselves? Because that is not one of the main tasks of the end user company, but also the case is end user companies may be the case they are not really aware on the best business practices. They might be really aware on what are their requirements, what are their business practices, but across the globe what are the best business practices in terms of Oracle product is something that might be missing from the end user company, and that is where they require consulting or partner companies to implement Oracle on their behalf, right? And that is the reason why this consulting company partner company concept is there. Now uh, some examples of the same. So here the consulting company you have Accenture, Cognizant, Deloitte, IBM, Infosys, and take any big names in terms of the various companies available, MNCs which are available. You'll see the presence of the same in Oracle Consulting. Then some of the end user companies, only some examples I have given. That is something I've taken from the official website, but hundreds of companies they are using Oracle as their product, their ERP product, right? So we have Bharti Airtel Limited in India, we have SBI Cards, Uber, Zoom, FedEx, Mazda, Bosch, right? All and multiple other brands they are using Oracle. They are on Oracle technology, right? Now let me move back to the previous slide here. So when I say implementation consultant role. So vendor company, Oracle itself also implements as a part of the implementation projects. So there do have the roles in terms of implementation consultant. Then you have consulting company. Majority of the opportunities in terms of implementation consultant is going to come from the consulting company side. And sometimes even the end user company do maintain their own team, independent team of implementation, right? So in order to implement the product, in order to enhance the product, so there also you can see the opportunities coming in terms of implementation consulting. Now same way, the other opportunity or other role which is in terms of support consultant. So what is a support consultant? Any application which is already implemented in the end user company needs continuous support in terms of upgrades, updates, and maintenance, right? And that is where the support consultant roles are quite popular in practice. Now you can find the same in terms of vendor company, same is available in consulting companies also, and same is available in the end user company also. Many of the end user companies there they maintain their own individual independent support team who are responsible for providing support in the Oracle Fusion product. Now another role, one of the role, this is quite a recent one, not a really old one. So which is product testing consultant. So what happens is the implementation consultant team, the implementation consultant team, what they do, give me a second team, I think more consultants are joining. All right. So the implementation consultant job is to implement the product. But nowadays, one of the common practice is independently product testing consultants are hired who are responsible for doing the testing of the solution that is being offered by the consulting company to the end user company, right? So this is something where vendor company will also be involved, means vendor company can have their own product testing consultant who are only responsible for testing the configurations and the solution that is being offered, or same role is also available in the consulting company. Sometimes even the end user company also have their own product testing consultant who are responsible for doing the testing of all the solutions that are being offered. Correct. So that is one of the very new addition in terms of role. Previously, this was not there. Only implementation support consultants were there. But now one of the very key role, and many of the organization, specifically the consulting company and end user company, they hire just on the role of product testing consultant, means those consultants who know the product, who know how the business scenarios can be tested and what is being committed to the business has been actually delivered or not. So testing all the application in that context is something they do. But last and not the least, again, one of the important roles, which is freelancers and contractors. Many of the consultants who are not really working as a full-time employee, but who are working as a part-time employee or as a contractor, full-time contractors are also involved here. Many of the companies do have these kind of requirement where on a specific project requirement do hire on the role of freelancer and contractors on a contractual basis, the consultants are hired. So it happens equally in vendor company, it happens equally in consulting company, it happens equally in end user company, right? Uh, Across all the regions, these kind of opportunities are quite popular. But specifically, I would like to highlight Middle East. You have a lot of opportunities in terms of contractors. When you look into the US region, also on a contractual basis, a lot of opportunities are available in this context, right? So not only if you're willing to work as a full-time employee, the roles are available, but also if you're looking something as a freelancer or as a contractor, full-time, part-time, so equal opportunities are available in these roles also. Now, this is something we have discussed. You can explore more in who are the end users company or who are using Oracle. A lot of big names you'll find it here. Now, hope with this you have an understanding, like what are the roles that we can expect, or where exactly we can expect the roles, right? So hope that is clear. But any related queries that you have, please put it in the chat section. So we'll take it at the end of this session. Now, let me move to the next part of the session now. Let me give you a basic understanding of Oracle Fusion UI, means how to access the application, what are the basic requisite requirements here and all. So those things we'll understand here. So for that purpose, what we need here is, let me try to showcase here. So the first thing here is, it's a cloud-based application, right? Which means that we need an system. Connectivity over the internet is something that we need, and we need a active URL, a credential to access the application, right? So active URL means these are various examples of various URLs which are available. Now, what is going to happen is, once you uh, join the training program, you will be provided with these URL so that you can access the application. So based on this URL and ID and password, you will be able to access the application. So let me do one thing. Let me open one URL here. Let me show it to you. So let me enter one URL here. So this is my URL which is issued here. So let me open the same. Now, once I enter the URL here, what is going to happen here is, as I'm already signed in, let me just sign out and show the sign in page here. So once you enter the URL, this is how the screen would look like. You will be there on the sign in page where you have the user ID details, you have the password details. So what you have to do here is, you have to enter your user ID and password that has been provided to you. Let's say this is my user ID and password, and click on sign in. Right. Once you sign in, this is how you are going to land on the landing page or dashboard of the application, right? So here there are a few things that you should be having an understanding of. One is Oracle. This is the logo of Oracle. Now, if required, this can be replaced with any other logo of the business. So that is something which is possible. Also, this act as a home page link where you can click on this and it is going to take you back on the home page wherever you are on the application. Then here you have the details of your username details, or good morning, good evening, and all those things are there. Then you have various icons which are available here, right? So you'll be able to see various icons, including the financial icons means financial module icons, including general accounting. You have payables, you have cash management, you have fixed asset, right? Various other icons are visible here. Now, let me take you on some of the details here in terms of this application, right? These icons we'll be using later on. So first thing that you need to understand is this one, settings and actions on the right hand side. What you need to do is, on the very first day when you receive the credential, you have to do these things as a prerequisite. First is about the application. So let's try to understand about the version of this application. What is the current version, and how this is going to be an important part in knowing about the application. So just click on this about this application and you'll be able to find something like this. Okay. So what is this detail is something that will understand what is this 25D 1113 and all. So here the first uh, application version of Oracle Fusion was introduced in the year 2011, and that was known as release 1, release 2, and every quarter the new release was there, right? So every quarter means Oracle follows a practice called quarterly upgrade policy, where it has divided the whole year. It is following the year Jan to December, divided the whole year into four quarters: Jan to March, April to June, July to September, October to December, and you can expect four quarterly upgrades during a particular calendar year, and that is something which is which happens across the globe. All Oracle application, who takes care of this upgrade? It is Oracle only who takes care of this upgrade. What is the reason for upgrade? The reason for upgrade is if there are any bugs that are identified in the application, so those bugs are resolved during the upgrades. Secondly, new features are introduced in the application using these upgrades only. So it is made sure that across the globe, wherever or whichever application you are using in terms of Oracle Fusion, those applications are at par with the latest available features of Oracle, right? And that is something which is made sure through upgrade policy only. Now, uh, let's say Oracle has divided these four quarters in denoted it as A, B, C, and D. right? So what is going to happen is every year they are going to bring on a new upgrade here. So let's say, for example, in the year 2026, this is going to work like this: 26A, 26B, 26C, and 26D, right? And this quarterly upgrade is something which is already planned for the whole year by Oracle, that at what dates and what timings the upgrades will be done, and what are the features that is going to be introduced as a part of this upgrade is also be something which is already pre-decided. Correct. Now, if we try to understand this thing here, so what it is mentioned here is 25D means year 2025 and quarter 4, means this application was upgraded in the fourth quarter of year 2025. Now, where exactly we are sitting? We are sitting in the January of 2026. So here, what we should be expecting sooner in January or the first week of February, a new upgraded version which is called 26A. Correct? So that is something the next expected version of Oracle should be. Now, why this is important here? So anytime when you access the application from the business perspective, the first thing that you should be looking into is which Oracle version, application version, the application is working on. Correct? And are we expecting any new upgrades, or is it the latest available upgraded version of Oracle, right? So that kind of understanding we should always be having as a consultant. Then what about this 11, 13, 25, 10, and so on? So 11 denotes year 2011, where the first Oracle version was released. 13 represents release 13 because from in the year 2013, in the year 2017, release 13 was introduced, and from there it was considered as one of the most stable version of Oracle, static version of Oracle, and that is where every Oracle application version you'll find 1113 as a fixed code here, right? Then 25 or 26 represent here, 25 represents the year 2025, right? 10 means the month in which the upgrade happened, and dot zero means which is the version of this upgrade. Is it the first version, second version? Normally only one upgrade takes place on a quarterly basis, but if it is more than one upgrade that has been taken on a quarterly basis, then this will be replaced by 1, 2, and so on. Correct. So that is how you can easily understand the details. So for example, here 25D represent year 2025 quarter 4, 11th 2000 year 11, 13th release. After that it became static, so always this is going to be common value. Year 2025 month 10 and first release dot zero. Correct. So that is the upgraded version of Oracle that we have. And now can we expect a newer version? Answer is here as yes, in the upcoming weeks. This will be replaced by 26A 11 13 26 01 dot 0, right? Or 02 in case it is done in February month. Correct. So that is how you can understand whether as a consultant or whether as a business you're expecting a new upgraded version of Oracle to be upgraded, or this is the upgraded version, and now based on that you can start your configuration, right? That is one thing which you should be having understanding of. Now the second thing that you should be taking care of is the set preferences, right? So if you go to the set preferences here, and under that there is something called regional, right? So these details are something that you can fix for your user account, right? So what does it have? It has the territory, in which territory you're working. So if it is a US specific project, then US territory by default will going to be the value. If you're working in India, from India, then you can have the territory here in India. Then date format, in which date format you want the date should be presented in the application, right? So whatever format that you choose here, that is going to be the format in which the data will be presented for in your application. Then what is the time format that you want, right? Multiple formats are given. Whatever format is applicable to your business, based on that you can fix one format or whatever is suits to you in terms of the time format. Number format, which number format we normally follow? So normally we follow this one, first one, but however different regions may follow different formats based on their convenience. So based on that the number formats can be selected. What is going to happen here is whatever formats we selected, the respective data or the application wherever these data is going to be presented will be presenting in these respective formats only, right? Then you have currency. What is going to be the default currency for any notification? Notification means from the application, if you're receiving any notification for any transaction that is related to any particular amount and represented in particular currency. So what is going to be the default currency? That is something we can fix it here. Now, just one FYI, this currency is not a by any chance is showing that in which currency you are going to maintain your books of accounts or in which currency you are going to maintain your transaction. This is just for the notification purpose only. And the time zone, which is basically going to give you in which time zone you're working. So based on whatever time zone I select here, based on that, the system will decide whether it's a morning for me, it's an afternoon for me, it's an evening for me, and accordingly you'll be able to see that notifications or the salutations here. Correct. So preference is something that you fix on the very first day, right? Fix as per your convenience, or in terms of business, as per the business requirement, you fix the preferences here. So these are the two things that we really should be taking care of initially when, as and when we get the access of the application. The next thing about these options. So what are these options? So as and when applicable, one by one, we'll be looking into these options. Now, what you can expect here. So maybe the case when you are initially having the access of the application, this one and this one are the only two options, or along with that, some few options are available to you. Remaining options are not available to you. So let me explain you what is the context here. So we'll talk about now something called security. So first thing that we need to understand here is, if I'm a user, I'm using an application, am I going to get access of all the modules, whether it's from financial side, human capital side, on supply chain side? Answer is no. This particular access that you're able to see is as a user, I'm having access of the same because I have this access to my, I have been assigned access to my user account for all this module, and that is where we need to understand how this access is controlled. So there is something called role based access. Role based access means there is a concept called roles. Roles are assigned to the user accounts, and then whatever roles are assigned, the user will be having access of only those functionalities. For example, here, let's say this is a user account, and what kind of access he wants? He wants general ledger access, right? For which company, particular company? This is something we'll study later on. Then what is going to happen is, if the particular user needs a general ledger access, then general ledger access roles needs to be given to him or assigned to him. Only after that he'll be able to use general ledger functionality. Same way, let's say there's a user A who is accounts payable user. So by default, he'll not be having any access of the accounts payable unless and until he is given access of the accounts payable role, right? And that is where the concept of role is applicable. Any user will not be having access of any functionality unless and until he is being assigned to that particular role, right? Now what we'll understand from where the roles can be managed and all, right? Now, before doing that, let's understand this is one of the user account. By default, you'll be also be having a user account. But also, what you need to know is how to create a user account, right? So this is going to always be a first step in terms of consulting, that in case you're required to create your own user account, and that is something how you're going to do. So that is something we'll explore now. So what you need to do here is, these three lines are called navigator. So here you'll see various icons. Now, whatever icons are visible here in vertical format, same are visible here in the horizontal formats also. For example, here, if I want to create a user account, I need to go to Tools, under Tools, Security Console. Just FYI, no need to remember the navigation. With time, you'll automatically understand, and this is something almost on a daily basis we'll be using. right? So under tools, we have something called security console. From there, we can create a user account. Same way, if you want to access the same from here, scroll to the right hand side, navigate to the tool, same thing is available here also. So this thing and this thing are almost the same, but there is two places from where we can navigate to this. As per your convenience, you can choose any of this, right? If you like the horizontal vertical format, go with the vertical format. If you like the horizontal format, go with this one. Absolutely fine. It is going to take you on the same page only. Now let's say I want to create a user account. So how to do the same? So let's go to the security console, and this is where Oracle Identity Manager part comes, where we'll understand how to create a user account in Oracle Fusion, right? So from the training perspective, maybe the case that you'll be having the access of the user, your user account is created directly and it is being provided to you. That is absolutely fine. But let's also try to understand from the business perspective. Let's say I'm working on a business environment. I'm working on the implementation on the very first day. I don't have a user account created in my name. So how am I supposed to do that? Or at least I should be knowing that how the user account should be created, right? So when I go to the security console here, there is something called users. So click on the same here, right? Then once I click on the user, there is something called add user account, correct? And this is a search icon where you can even search for the existing user if it is already added. So click on add user account. A very basic form you'll be able to see here where it has some fields here. Now you see some of the fields have star mark. Star mark means it's a mandatory field. You have to enter the information at least in these fields, whereas remaining fields are optional fields. You can enter the name details in this field. For example, name, first name Abhishek. Let me create one account in my name. Let's say Kumar. Email ID. So I'll put one email ID here. Phone optional, and the username. So if I what system is going to do, it is going to take a default name by clubbing together first name dot last name, right? But if you want any other name, that is something you can override here and you can change that. Then password, so I can enter a password here as per my convenience. All right, once this is done, so and if I save and close, my user account will be created. So let me just create a user account and then open this user account and show to you how without a role a user account looks like, right? So name is Abhishek Kumar and the corresponding password. So what I'll do here, save and close, and the user account is created now. Now once the user account is created, if I want to query back my user account, just do this way. Enter the username here, and this is where you'll be able to see your user account created. Just click on the hyperlink username or this display name, and it is going to open your user account from here. And you see these are the details of your user account. Correspondingly, you don't have any specific roles. Means this particular user don't have any specific role, but even without roles, is he able to access the application? Answer is yes, because a valid user account has already been created. Now, how to access that? So let me take the same thing, enter, copy the URL. I'll open another page here, enter the URL and enter the user credentials. So this time, instead of using hcm.lab, I'm using the new account credentials that I created just now. Abhishek.kumar, enter the password and click on sign in. Now, as and when you sign in, this is how the screen should look like. So you land on the landing page here, right? Just click on either home to go to the landing page. Something like this, you'll be able to see. Now, if you see here, the only options or the only icons which are visible to me right now is tools. Under tools, I have 2 to 3 options. Others, I have 2 options, right? But I don't have additionally any option or any icon like payables, receivable, nothing. Reason being, all these are role-based concepts. Unless and until your user account has those roles assigned, you'll not be able to access any of the functionalities here. Number one. Number two, how about the configuration? Functionalities of the second aspect, the first aspect is the configuration. So if I want to navigate to the configuration, is how am I able to do so? So for doing the configurations, what you need to do is you need to go to settings and actions. Now, if I move back to my original user account, which is hcm.lab, go to home page. And from here, just open the settings and actions, and then there is something called setup and maintenance. So in order to do any of the configuration, what you need is access of setup and maintenance. But if I move to the other user account, let's see if the user has this kind of access. No, nothing, because even for doing the configuration you need the roles, right? So without this roles, the only these limited options are going to be available here, nothing like setup and maintenance, right? So now if this user account needs those access, so how can I make sure that the user has those access? So I need to go again to the user account from tools, security console, and if I go to the user, enter the username, and there is a role which is known as here. So if I just click on edit here and add role, right? So this is the option that I need to use here. Just click on this, and there's a role called application implementation consultant, right? So here it is, application implementation consultant. So if you want the access of setup and maintenance to do the configuration, then your user account should be having this role, which is called application implementation consultant. So just select the role, add role membership, done, and now it is going to be available here under roles. So application implementation consultant is something which I need in order to start the configuration, save and close, right? So that is how you're going to work with roles, whatever roles required to get whatever access. So that is something you have to add to the user account. Only after that the user will be having access of that particular functionality or particular page, right? So hope this is fine. Now, uh, can I see it right now? Answer is, what you need to do is just refresh your account. Do a quick sign out and sign in, so that in the backend the roles gets refreshed and the corresponding pages which are which you should be getting access of based on the roles, you'd be able to see those refresh pages, right? So I'll do a quick sign out here. Normally it takes few seconds. Now depending on the application, sometime it may take a minute also. So both possibilities are there, right? But let me try to quickly get into the page here. Open the application here. Let's have a look. Still not visible. We'll wait for a few minutes. Meanwhile, this gets refreshed. Let me bring you back on the initial discussion here. Now, team, what we are going to do here is, once we create the user account, the next thing we are going to focus on the configuration. Now, this is where I need to discuss something really important, that what is going to be the mode of configuration, or what is the overall action plan in this context. So the first thing what we are going to follow here is, there is something called configuration workbook. So this is a very important addition to the batch. And what is it? So whatever configuration, module wise configurations that we are going to do, all those configuration are listed down in form of configuration workbook, right? So let me open one, for example, GL. Let me uh, click on edit. Now, if you see here, one of the biggest challenges that consultant faces, they are not sure from which configuration task the configuration should start, what is the sequence that they should be doing in configuration, and how the configurations are can be tracked, right? So for that purpose, what we have done or developed is, we have developed something called configuration workbook, which contains all the related configuration tasks step by step, one by one, available here. Then this is just the index. All tasks are available here in particular sequence. Then when you move to the individual task, all the task details along with the sample data has already been provided here. So when you access this task in the application, you'll be able to find the same number of fields, same details, and then you just need to fill in the corresponding data for doing the configuration. So this is the sample data. Always this is going to change as per the business requirement. Now, is it something which is only for the training purpose? Answer is no. This particular working we have taken from the actual business implementation, means the same approach that we use in the actual business configuration, application configuration, same approach we have used here also. So in the business also, we maintain something like this module wise, which is called configuration workbook. This helps us to track the overall status of the configuration, to know what data has been configured, and based on that only we configure the application. It also makes easy for a consultant to do the configuration in the application. So here what can be done is, easily we can track whether the configuration is applicable or not. What is the status? Is it an open status, means we have not done the configuration, closed status, completed, done, right? Those status we can maintain. Any dependency on the configuration, we can maintain it in form of comments, that any dependent element from any data is pending from the business, something which is dependent on our side, right? All those details can be effectively managed here in the configuration workbook. And to all my students, I always suggest, well, maybe the case you have already worked in a configuration part, you have followed some other approaches, maybe the case Word documents, screenshots and all, but the most effective approach is going to be this one, which is maintaining your overall configuration in form of configuration workbook, right? And this is what you should always be using. You should learn how to use that, and once you learn it, same thing you can apply even in the actual business implementation, right? So this is something we will be following on a daily basis, configuration workbooks. And uh, also these documents will be shared, right? Not only these documents, all the working documents, all relevant document related to training will also be shared to all the students, so that they can reuse the same for their practice. Now this is going to be one thing. Second thing is going to be workings, right? So what is this working? So what we normally do is, all the concepts that we discuss in the class, though for those we prepare live notes in the in form of this working sheets, right? For GL we'll be having a separate, for AP we'll be having a separate, for AR every module we are going to cover, separate working notes will be prepared, along with the examples, along with the various business scenarios, and these in turn you can reuse for your practice purpose. Now one of the issues that normally student faces, we understand what is being discussed in the class, but parallelly, are we supposed to maintain or create our own notes? The answer is no. Instead of preparing your own notes, just focus on the class, what is being discussed, and this I'll be creating those notes for you, whatever, wherever is applicable, those will be prepared here. It will be shared on a regular basis to you, so that you can also practice on that basis. Now, any changes and updates that you want to do from your end in those these notes, that is something which you can do in your own set of configuration, right? So these two are the most important things that we will be using in the class. One is the working sheet, another one is the configuration workbooks. Along with that, there are many other documents that will be shared to you on a regular basis. Now, how the sharing will work and how those concept works. So what happens is, the admin team will create an official WhatsApp group where all the students will be enrolled, and then within the WhatsApp group, all sorts of communication, whether related to the batch, documentation, or any FI communication from the admin team. So those will be done through this batch only. Mean, and also any kind of inward communication you want to communicate to me, you can also go do it from the same. Right. So that is the approach that we are going to follow here. Now, quickly let me move back to the page here. Let's see whether we have got the access now or not. Right. So now, Abhishek Kumar, now I got the access of doing the setup and maintenance, which is configuration related aspect. So let me just open it for you for now, just a quick view will take it from here. So as it's an ERP application, various subject areas are there, including financials. Let me open the financials here, and you'll be able to see all the financials related functional area. Functional area means various modules that we have are available here. So, for example, if we look into the general ledger, once you select those on the right hand side, various tasks, right? Let me make it all tasks are available here that we need to configure. And how I can configure, I can track easily from this one, which is manage configuration workbooks, from this one. So one by one I'll be using this task, I'll be doing the configuration. And also, the task configurations are not going to be like that. Just copy, paste, and no. First, we'll be discussing the overall concept. What is the accounting calendar, or what is the value set? All this concept will be first discussed. We'll be getting those understanding first, and then later on, we'll be configuring it in the application with a sample data, right? So that is how the overall approach that is going to be adopted in order to uh, work in this implementation program, right? So let me move back here. Right. So hope this is okay. But also there are a lot of things we have in curriculum that will be discussing one by one. It is a fully packed curriculum that we have a lot of concept because we are not only discussing the functionalities team, we are discussing functionality as well as configurations. A lot of topics that will be discussed here. What is the requested thing here is first thing is be regular in the class. Don't miss the class with the assumption that meetings are being recorded and I'll view the recorded sessions and all. Please don't do that because many concepts that you'll be able to clear in the class, you can discuss in the class, questions you can put in the class, right? Without dependency on the recorded session. Recorded sessions only refer as and when you require while doing the practice. Otherwise, be there in the class, ask your questions, right? At the end of every session, we'll be having dedicated question and answer round where you can ask questions, your queries, whatever issues that you're facing, all those will be resolved there only within the class only. So that is where I request all my students be regular in the class, try to attend the class, and also after the class please try to spare some time for the offline practice, because at least we expect that like during the class one end-to-end implementation projects will be doing complete, and same is expected from your end also, that offline also after the class you should be doing that way, where at least one end-to-end implementation project should be able to complete within the system, right? So because that is what going to make yourself more comfortable in using the overall Oracle Fusion, right? Now, many things that I need to discuss: security, general understanding, fusion security, role-based security, user creation, serial rules, and all these data access components. This is one by one we'll be discussing. So from tomorrow onwards, the regular classes are going to start. In the regular classes, we'll begin with the first concept, which is enterprise structure, right? This is a prerequisite thing and very important aspect in order to configure Oracle Fusion Financials. So this will be having these discussions one by one. We'll discuss the concept and then we'll start our configuration in the application. So a lot of things we have here. Now, again, let me repeat it for you. The course features 3+ months of training will be providing here, team. 70 plus hours of training, but training will be giving you more than that only. Of course, it will be. Official timing is 8:30 to 9:30 IST. Monday to Friday we'll be having our batch, and each and every session will be recorded, and the recordings will be provided on the official platform of Priotech, and access will be given to the students, and it is going to be a lifetime access, right? Anytime future, in future also, if you want to get an access, you want to refer to the videos, it will be available. Then 5 months access of the instance will be providing you server access, application access, so that you can do your practice. So not only up to the training duration, even after the training duration, the access will be available to you. And along with that, access to Oracle repository will be having, which is going to help you in getting the notes in terms of the various topics that we are discussing here. On the right hand side, the placement assistance, yes, one-to-one doubt assistance, official WhatsApp group will be created for sharing all the documents, including the configuration workbooks and the practice notes and all, right? Real-time project assignment is something that as an approach we are going to follow. Also, admin team is going to help you out in resume preparation. So anytime any opportunity that is being shared, any available opportunity, instantly it will be shared in the official WhatsApp group, and all the students are requested. Yes, if it suits you, please do apply for the positions, and any resume preparation help that you require, assistance will be provided accordingly. Also, at the end of the training program, we'll be having interview question and answer thing where we'll be having discussions on what are the various interviews or how you can effectively prepare for the interviews. Basically, it is for that purpose only. Referrals, full-time and freelancing opportunities. This is something we are committed as an institute to our students that as and when applicable, referrals should be shared to our students, right? Even I think yesterday or day before, since last 2 3 days, multiple referrals has been shared in the group, multiple opportunities. So even if that is applicable, even it will be shared to you guys also, right? All right, team. So let me move back to the chat section now. If we have any questions here, so let me just go through them quickly. Will there be a case study? So normally, when we say case study, basically what approach we follow here, we follow an end-to-end implementation project approach where we discuss the project requirements, like what are the different project requirements in terms of modules, and based on that, we do the configuration. So it is kind of like case study only, that approach we are going to follow here. Uh, will we get Oracle MyLearn or Oracle Guide Learning Access? So instead of this, you will be getting Oracle Repository Access, which is kind of like repository notes, updated notes for all the Oracle topics, right? Not only the financial modules, even other module access will be there in terms of the notes. So yeah, that kind of access you'll be getting here. Expected date and time in terms of completion of the batch, at least I'm expecting somewhere it takes around 3 months, completely packed schedule within these 3 months, right? Uh, however, do expect 1 or 2 weeks more, because generally what happens, like when we go through this topic, some of the advanced topics also we need to discuss, and that is going to consume some time, right? But at least I'll try to complete well within 3 months. But if it is 1 or 2 weeks after also, yeah, that is something which is always there, general tendency. All right, so these are the questions we have in the chat. Along with that, anything that in particular you want to discuss, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Hello, Abhishek. This is Baneet.
Yeah, hi, Manish.
Hi, Abhishek. It's a really impressive course, and hopefully I'll be joining the class for tomorrow. But
Mhm,
before that, I just want to know, because as we are in the era of AI,
mhm.
so what do you think that how this course is not going to be replaced by AI, or maybe, what about the job security in the coming years for us?
Right, right, right. So just try to understand in that way. Yes, AI features has been embedded in the product, but ultimately what happens is the features are embedded to the extent where the task can be automated with a minimum effort, maximum output can be generated, right? That is task. But however, always a human intervention is involved in each and every area, right? It is not going to be the case the AI is going to completely take the control of the application and go and do the things on its own. No, even if you go when we talk about the AI embedded functionalities, right? There also you'll see the features has been embedded with the AI level only to the extent where maximum if data can be done in the application or can be entered into the application in a minimum time frame, just to avoid mistakes or inaccuracy, right? Or to achieve the efficiency, the AI features has been embedded. But ultimately, it is going to be the human intervention only who is going to control the overall application, right? And that is how it is going to be there in future also. So even if you go to the official release of Oracle in that context, right, the message is very clear. Wherever it is possible, will bring AI features such as to automate the task. But ultimately, the ownership is going to rest with the users only, who are going to take decisions about the application, who are going to do the configuration, right? AI is not going to do configuration on its own, or OA is not going to handle the full functionality on its own. So rest assured on that part, it is the humans only who are going to manage the overall application, right?
Thank you. And what about the cloud? Um, like this is on the
Mhm.
cloud itself, right?
Right, right.
Okay, okay.
It's going to be on cloud. So even if you are accessing any from any part of the world, the same URL ID and passwords are going to work for you also seamlessly, not at all an issue. So no VPN, nothing is required. Just you need the credentials, internet connectivity, and your active URL.
Sorry, one more question. So after completing this course, do I like, I don't know, um, do I need to get the certification from Oracle University? Is it mandatory, or I can just try to get into the interviews and just crack it like that?
Yeah. So generally, what is the approach that we can follow here is like once you're done with the training program, I always suggest to my students is immediately as in when you get any opportunity within the group or outside the group also do apply for that. Now, certification is not a mandatory condition for everyone. Certification is not a mandatory condition. Oracle University certification. This is just an add-on skill set in your profile. Correct. So going forward, like if you want that, yes, I want to do some add-ons in my profile so that my profile can be more effective, so that is where you can prepare for certification. But no opportunity will see where your business will be saying that we want only certified consultant. These are just the add-ons which helps them to make sure that you are a subject matter expert, right? So for that purpose only. All right, daily classes, whether it will be for 1 hour or more. So not exactly 1 hour. Sometimes based upon the topics, maybe 1 hour, 5, 10 minutes here and there. Or max is 1 hour 15 minutes. But sometimes I do have students in my batch who says that just after the class we have our offices. So we'll try to complete well within the 1 hour time frame, right? Unless and until everyone is available.
Hello, sir. One question.
Sure, sure, sir.
So, so are we going to cover like the GL determination in case of sales or purchase transactions, right? How it is getting determined, the integration part, and
Are
also,
sorry. Can you please repeat that again? Are we going to cover?
so for example, if there is any invoice creation, right? So how the
Uh-huh.
GL account is getting
Yes,
determined,
yes, yes, yes. End to end, end to
or
end.
end to end, right? So
Yes, end to end.
starting from that, how the configuration we do for the,
Correct.
I can say, pricing procedure for the sales invoice or pricing procedure for the purchase orders.
So from the
And also,
accounting perspective, yes, right. I'll stop. I'll just cut out you here. Accounting perspective, yes, we'll cover end to end because this is a part of GL. But when you talk about the pricing procedure, the item cost and all those are part of your supply chain modules.
no, no, I'm talking about the, like, how the accounting is determined whenever any
Yes,
transaction happens, either in
correct,
sales, purchase, or any
correct,
other module, right?
correct. We'll be discussing that, right?
And one more,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
please.
one more thing. So, are we going to cover the electronic bank statement as well as part of um, this course?
Bank statement reconciliation.
Yeah, right.
Will
So, for
be
example,
covering
how
cash.
we get file from the bank, right?
Right,
So, how that is uploaded at like a
right.
logbox or all those things, right?
So normally what happens is in that context, right? The solution is like we get the file from the bank and gets uploaded in the cash management module, and that works through an integration, right? But what we don't have is
Mhm.
integration in place in the training instances. So instead of that, we will be learning how to prepare the files, how to manually upload their files into the application, right? So that process will be there. The only missing thing will be integrations with the bank.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much. And the DME is also part of like some sort of videos. We'll get it how to do that configuration in case of the vendor payment, how that file goes from Oracle to for payment to the banks.
Host integration, you mean to say? Discussions will be there. File generation will be there. Only missing link again is the
Yeah,
transmission
I
of file to the
understand. But
Microsoft
real
Drive. Yeah,
time, it's
correct.
all everything is real time only, right?
Yeah. Concept wise, we'll be discussing all those things.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you.
Abhishek, sorry, I have one more question.
Sure.
So currently, in my company, I mean, my company has taken over to other company, and all the data of that second company is coming to our company, right? So there is a
Mm-hmm.
lot of integration going on. So would
Mm-hmm.
it be included in this course or not?
So I think what you're talking about is the data migration.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. Data
Yeah,
migration.
right.
Yeah.
So we'll be having a discussion around data migration as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, team. So I think that's it we have for today. So what we can do now, first thing, the meeting links are going to be updated from tomorrow. So admin team will be sharing to all the enrolled students. So if you have not enrolled yet, please make sure you complete the enrollments so that you get the updated links. And the regular classes are going to start from tomorrow. So sharp 8:30 to 9:30 is something where we'll be connecting to start the training batch, right? And meanwhile, the official WhatsApp group, everything will be done by the admin team, and where the credentials and everything will be shared. So thank you, team. Thanks for joining. And additionally, if you have any queries, please ping on the official WhatsApp number. So we'll take it from there. So thank you, team. Have a great day.